Today, we gather to honor and remember the life of our father, Brigadier General Charles Oluka, who gave ultimate sacrifice in service to our country. Please clap for him. As we stand together in this moment of grief, we also stand united in gratitude for his unwavering commitment to protect and defend the values we hold dear. I just want to share something small about Dad. Dad, if we all decided to say something little about him, it would all be about love, kindness, unity, patience. Isn't it? When I was a little child, maybe I didn't introduce myself. My name is Lieutenant Vivian Akulo. I am Khan number 1. I am also the Commander-in-Chief of Dad's children. I use those words because that's exactly how he used to introduce us. So Khan number 2, you're going to raise your hand up. Monica. Khan number 3, Doreen. Khan number 4, Khan number 5, Mercy. And then Jerry Oluka. He's not here with us. I don't know why, but he developed malaria before. Then there is Lucky Oluka. But before Lucky, there is Oluka Emmanuel. And then there is Oluka Esmeralda. Then Oluka Akulo. Then we have Oluka Lucky. Now, right after that, we have the twins, Aaron and Agatha, and then baby Abraham. Now, Daddy adopted. Do not be mistaken. Now, those adopted children are led by Lydia Akimo, who is the class monitress of that team. I expect her to write back to me on time, right after we've laid Daddy to rest. And that is how Daddy commanded us. So as Commander-in-Chief, I'm happy to relay this message to you. We're very excited to be here today. Why? We've gotten to see faces that we've never seen before. So we want to thank all of you for working with our father, for loving our father, for guiding him. I was impressed. He had a group, visionary women. Visionary women, where'd you come from? It's amazing. Thank you for being in our dad's life. So many broke his heart, but so many lived with him, and that means you were out there to guide him. We want to thank you. We want to thank the Nira family. Where I mentioned Nira, we all have issues with our national ID. It is one of the tasks that he was intending to complete. When Daddy got a task, he did his best to make sure it was perfect. Ladies and gentlemen, as you see us standing here, each one of us has a piece of him. Okay? So in case you want to see an infectious smile, look for me. Okay, even others. But in case you want to find the brains, they're also here. One of us is actually going to stand for Member of Parliament in Kalake District, and that's Monica Asako. Daddy was a Liverpool fan. So when he was in Liverpool, we were in Manchester United. You can only imagine that day when Liverpool is playing and Manchester is playing. The kids are on one side and the dad is on the other. Most times Liverpool would beat us, but he would still console us. I don't want to forget to introduce Captain Catherine Achom, who has been directly guiding us as children. Most times, when we had issues with Daddy, he would call her, especially me. Yeah, being commander-in-chief is not easy. Not at all. I think you also see what our CDF is going through. So you can imagine the small CDF in me. Yeah, I represent so many issues, but I'm here now, and I'm happy. I would like to mention something. In the early 1980s, when I was a little child, Daddy, I think he had joined the army. So I saw soldiers, and those soldiers were passing by our home. And then I told the soldiers, lucky for me on that day, they were friendly forces. I told them, Nyinyi wa jeshi, you soldiers, my father has a gun like yours, he has a uniform like yours, he has shoes like yours. Now the friendly forces get back to him and tell him, you know what? Your daughter has just told us that you have a gun like ours, and you know, Mommy was seated at the back of the house. So she comes and says, what have you just done? It was time for insurgencies in Soroti. I ran back because I realized I had made a mistake. So I went to the back of the house, and then he comes riding his bicycle. He had to get me from the back of the house and consoled me, and then asked me not to speak about it again. But I must tell you, Daddy used that against me up till today. He actually kept telling me, you have Lugambo. You did it in the 1980s. I guess that's why I grew up working under the Directorate of Media, and I am now the current Deputy Director Media in ISO, in Internal Security Organization. At this particular moment, I want to thank Mami Rose. Please stand up. Mami Rose took care of Dad for the last 30 years of his life or more, and raised 5 girls who are now adults and are married. I would like also to recognize our other mothers that bore us, Christine Mataka and Mama Lucky. At this particular moment, I want to talk to my mother that is wedded in the church, Mother Harriet Akisa. You have shouldered what we couldn't shoulder. You love Daddy so much, and I know the pain that you're feeling is something that we may not be able to comprehend. But I want you to take heart and be strong and believe in God, because every day Daddy prayed, but prayed for all of us. And Daddy loved God, and Daddy loved you, and Daddy loved all of us. So we need strength. We need you guys. You know, ever since Dad's passing, my phone has been buzzing. You guys have been calling and texting. Should you keep quiet, I will make a radio announcement that all the guys that were in church no longer call. Please call us, please text us, comfort us, because God gave us an angel that loved us. And now he has taken him And we would like him to continue moving and going and sitting next to God in a much comfortable way. Who are we to cry? There are orphans that are like, never see their dads, or but our dad lived and raised us. So we have to have purpose. To my siblings, know that we are not alone in our grief. Internal Security Organization has lost a big, I don't know. Are you guys here? I know you're feeling it. This country has lost. Daddy was a very humble, quiet man. Some of my friends were actually very shocked that my father was the Director General of Internal Security Organization, because he instilled humbleness in us as well. So we lived a humble life. And because of that humbleness, he was able to be there and create many friends and many people around him. So to my siblings, our loss is shared by the nation that is deeply grateful for his sacrifice. And before I end, I'm proud to introduce our spouses. Ha, Moses would have killed me today. My husband, Moses Oluka. Yes, that's how much I loved my dad. God gave me a chance to be married to someone who owns a name with my father. And I promise you, he sounds exactly like my dad. Moses Oluka, I'm sure he must be somewhere there organizing. I also want to introduce Africano. He has that name from Africano, and then Stephen. Yes. I also want to introduce Mr. Wong. He's somewhere. Yes. So we are blessed as girls. We have 4 spouses in our family. We only have 1 girl who's not yet married. And then the rest of the girls are still having an education. Don't come and confuse us. Because Daddy produces very beautiful daughters. I think you can see. He was a very handsome man. He also looks young, but no, he was old. Someone wrote that Daddy was 57 years of age, but I need to remind you that he was actually 68 years of age. And he lived a happy life, and it was full. And so I want to thank all of you for coming, and may the soul of Daddy rest in eternal peace.